Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone in these live sessions and those on our social media. Welcome to the award ceremony for the 2021 IChemE's POPSIG Best Final Year Design Award. I'm Oscar Ting, the host of today's ceremony. Before we begin, I would like to remind everyone to stay muted throughout the ceremony. If you face any technical issues, please use the chat box to contact Wei Han or other co-hosts. And you are encouraged to keep your webcam on throughout the event. Again, welcome everyone to the ceremony. I'm Oscar Ting, the ICT team lead and the production director of the 2021 award ceremony. First of all, I would like to thank you for taking your time out on the weekend to join the virtual event. And we are delighted to see a good number attending today. And many from the NGO representatives, international organizations, industrial employers, academicians, and societies. Every year, the award is presented to the design that is for the greatest advantage to palm oil processing. I would like to thank Professor Engineer Dr. Chong Mei Fong, Engineer Hong Wai On, and Engineer Kwa Kiat Sen for building a strong foundation for the annual POPSIG Best Final Year Design Award, which was also assisted by Associate Professor Dr. Wu Da-Yong. Next, I would like to thank the sponsor of the year, Desmet Balestra Malaysia Sdn Bhd, for providing enormous support to this award and also other prizes. POPSIG committee would like to thank all the sponsors for the year of 2021 as well, to our activities, including our technical webinars and university roadshows. I'm also delighted to see the supervisors of the previous winning teams joining us today. The Maiden Award in 2019 was presented to the team from University Teknologi Malaysia, which was supervised by Dr. Nur Fatiha Wayuni binti Cheah Juso and Dr. Nur Huda binti Abdul Manaf. The award design was about the newly formulated method for biodiesel production. The 2020 prize was presented to the team from Hero Watt University Malaysia, which was supervised by Professor Engineer Dr. Danny Ngu, Dr. Ngu Lik Ing, and Dr. Vinesh Andyapam. The award design was about improving downstream processing routes. What is shown in the design is not just about the feasible ideas, but also the excellent leadership among the younger generations. And I truly believe your leadership will sustain in your career. And of course, supervisors does play a very important role in student success, not just in this competition, but also in their career. Could I now ask everyone to give them a loud applause and click the clapping hand reaction or emoji in the panel to show our recognitions to the hard work done by the supervisors in building excellence. Thank you. Thank you to all the supervisors. And now I would like to welcome the chair of IChemE's palm oil processing special interest group, Professor Engineer Dr. Chong Mei Fong, onto the virtual stage to deliver her opening speech for today's ceremony. Professor Chong, please.
Thank you, Oscar. A very good evening to all our students, lecturers, sponsors, especially Desmet Balestra, and all my audience. Today, I feel very happy and I'm very delighted to welcome all of you to our annual POPSIG Final Year Design Project FYDP Award. All right. So every year, we give away this prestigious award since 2019. We would like to recognize those high excellence creative projects that is relating to palm oil processing. So our first award was in 2019. As mentioned by Oscar, is from UTM. It's our local university and is a public university. So it talks about using a supercritical, talk about using a subcritical, not supercritical, subcritical water and supercritical methanol treatment for biodiesel production. So the title itself, it sounds so advanced, and I hope that this idea will create new things to the biodiesel industry in Malaysia. And the second award, it was from the Harriet Ward University, Malaysia, which is a private university established in Malaysia. And it talked about monetizations of palm oil mill effluent into renewable energy and green chemicals. So the whole idea is environmental friendly. And when you talk about green chemicals, it's a component which is driving to the advancement of chemical engineering in Malaysia. So therefore, both projects delivers advanced technology, use creative ideas, give some good ideas to the future of palm oil processing. It's also relevant to the current global development, which talks about net zero, circular economy, and responsible productions. So I hope with this initiative, we will continue to see many more creative projects, many more projects that is going to promote palm oil processing among our chemical engineers. We will see records in the future of high quality projects on palm oil processing being done every year among our future engineers throughout our hard work of awarding these awards every year. I also would like to express my sincere thanks to DESMAT Malaysia for giving us the opportunity to give away this award. And also special thanks to Mr. KK Koo and also Ms. Sin Lu being the founding members from the same company, and also being the supporting soul towards the development of POPSIG, and also towards all the sponsorships that has been given to us ever since POPSIG is being founded. And therefore, I would like to also express special thanks to your sponsorship to 2021 POPSIG Final Year Design Project. But also, don't forget today, we will also announcing the recipients of research bursary for the first time and travel bursaries. So therefore, stay tuned with us, and I pass over the time to my team for the next exciting moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chong, for your speech. And now, could we all switch on the webcams and take a group photo for this ceremony? And I will stop sharing my slides. And Wei Han, please. Stop sharing.
All right, everyone turn on. So I will take in 3, 2, 1. Another page.
Okay, thank you. So,
Alright.
sorry, let me share my slides back again. So now I would like to make an announcement again about the winning team for the 2021 award to you and to the world. The review committee at the IChemE's Palm Oil Processing Special Interest Group has this year decided to present the 2021 POPSIG Best Final Year Design Award, sponsored by DESMAT Balestra Malaysia Sdn Bhd, to the team from UCSI University, Malaysia. The awarded design is for the production of hydrogen from palm kernel shell that accelerates the renewable energy transition. I would now like to invite Professor Engineer Dr. Chong Mei Fong to present the certificates virtually to the selected team members for the year of 2021. Professor Chong, please.
Okay, thank you, Oscar. So it now gives me the greatest pleasure to present the certificate virtually to Ko Jun Da, Ki Yue Lian, Pravin Ganesa Gunasegaran, Raj Walman Selvanathan, Win Nui Pin, Tiang Min Tun. Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to the UCSI team, and thank you, Professor Chong, for presenting the virtual certificates to the recipients. All the information about the award is available on IChemE News and Awards webpage. Today, I have the honor to introduce to you about the theme of the awarded design. This year's prize is about using biomass to produce clean fuel. Fuel gives energy. From fossil fuels in the ground to winds in the air, it provides energy for chemical reactions and mechanical systems. Fossil fuels are carbon-rich deposits, including coal, oil, and natural gas. Looking at this chemical equation, during combustion, these non-renewable materials that release carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases that contributes to global warming and climate change. And the world leaders will gather in Glasgow, United Kingdom tomorrow for the COP26 summit to discuss this serious issue. Even though fossil fuel provides about 80% of the energy to the industries worldwide, efforts has been made to study the use of non-renewable renewable resources to replace the non-renewable ones. It has been found that hydrogen, which is the most abundant element in the universe, produce only water during combustions, as shown on these simple but elegant chemical equations here. This has attracted many scientists and engineers to develop hydrogen technologies. This year, the awarded design utilized biomass, which is often a byproduct of the edible oil production process. Known as a renewable resource, biomass can be used to produce hydrogen and to provide energy with reduced planet warming effects. The concept is believed to have the potential to transform the heavy industries that produce greenhouse gases. As shown here in the chart on the left, The transportation is one of the sectors that consumes a significant amount of fuel globally. And delighted to say that in Malaysia, the first hydrogen powered bus with zero emission began the service in Kuching, Sarawak in January 2020. And this is all in line with the efforts to make our planet greener. It is all about decarbonization achievements and the fuel of the future. Ko Junda, Ki Yulian, Praveen Ganesha Gunaskaran, Raj Varman Selvanathan, Wing New Pyong, and Tia Min Tun. The committee is confident that your design will have benefits the entire palm oil industry and the society as a whole. That is a truly great achievement. On behalf of IChemE's Palm Oil Processing Special Interest Group Committee, I would like to convey our warmest congratulations to you and your supervisor. May I now welcome you onto the virtual stage to present your design to the audience, and the floor is now yours.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see it clearly and can hear you clearly.
So my name is Ko Junda and I'm the project lead from this design project. First of all, we would like to thank IChemE POPSIG group as well as the DESMAT group for sponsoring this design project, and it gives us a great platform to showcase our final year project. So without further ado, let me introduce my teammates. First of all, me, Ko Junda as leader, Ki Yulian, Praveen Ganesha, Raj, Win, and Ting. And the project title for this design project is production of 20,000 metric ton per year hydrogen gas using palm kernel shell through pyrolysis process. And in this presentation, we'll be focusing on 4 parts. First is background, second introduction, third process design, and lastly is the summary and future direction of this project. And I would like to pass to my member to present the background. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Junda. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Praveen Ganesha, and I will begin the presentation on the background of our plant design project. Firstly, based on the figure on the right, which was adapted from a study by McCarthy in the year 2020, shows that Malaysia is the second leading country in crude palm oil production with a total production of 19 million metric tons. This significantly means that the resources are considered available abundantly. In regards to this statement, approximately 10% of palm oil plantations account for oil, while the remainder 90% are considered to be waste, as a study conducted by Abdullah and Sulaiman in the year 2013. Nevertheless, sufficient provision and availability of cheap biomass, which are the oil palm waste, remains the main objective. So our project aims to properly select additives, fuels, and alternative materials that are that are cost competitive relative to regular fuel goods. Moreover, with the production of biomass-based products such as bio-oil, biodiesel, biogas, methanol, and solid char can be used to generate heat and energy. These processes will effectively help to reduce environmental contamination that is known as being caused by haphazard disposal or incineration of oil palm waste. Next slide, please. So therefore, the motive of this project is to produce green hydrogen by involving palm oil waste such as palm kernel shell, also known as PKS, through pyrolysis process with maximum emission-free technologies involved. So PKS consists of mainly cellulose, lignin, and hemicellulose that are also referred as lignocellulosic biomass. This also means that it is an excellent and valuable biomass feedstock, since it is an alternative to petroleum for the production of biofuels such as hydrogen. So pyrolysis is a process of chemically decomposing organic materials like biomass at elevated temperatures in the absence of oxygen. A basic equation of this process would be the biomass undergoing a thermochemical process to generate methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and other minor products that can categorize as biogas, bio-oil, and biochar respectively. Next slide, please. So this was a general overview of the project, where we as a team begin at the project conception stage, where we conduct research mostly on literature based on the process, product, and site location. The second stage would be on the process synthesis, where Ko Junda will briefly explain on this section in the process design part of this presentation later. The third stage is where the team and I conducted the plant design, where it majorly involves the design of unit operations, piping and instrumentation design of the plant, as well as on the process and plant safety aspect. Apart from that, the most crucial stage is the process economic analysis and project management, where it involves all the technical information in order to conclude and decide the feasibility of this final plant design project. Next slide, please. So I'll briefly introduce our project. Next slide. So according to the pie chart on the right that was adapted from a study conducted by Hosseini in the year 2015, shows that PKS at 2%, which is in the yellow colored region, it is the lowest oil palm waste produced from the extraction process of palm oil. Even though PKS production is lower in quantity, but for its low ash, low sulfur content, PKS is more valuable. Moreover, in regards to the moisture content in PKS is found, which is found to be about 11 to 13% from various reports. That was also supported by an article from Bioenergy Consult in the year 2020, in which PKS contains residues which are marginally higher than normal lignocellulosic biomass due to their heating and benefit. Therefore, it is a high quality biomass fuel with less biological activity due to reduced moisture content. In terms of hydrogen gas, there are blue hydrogen and green hydrogen. So blue hydrogen is yield from non-renewable sources, while green hydrogen are produced using renewable materials such as PKS with emission-free technologies. Next slide, please. All right, thank you. I'll pass it to Yulian.
All right, thank you, Praveen. Good afternoon, all. I'm Yulian, and I'll be continuing on the introduction part. So firstly, we'll be looking at the market prospect and the feasibility of this plant project. So there are 30% of palm kernel shell are available in Malaysian market, while the other 50% is used for burning meal and 20% is lost due to leakage and logistic issue. And from here, we can see that Johor ranked first in palm kernel shell sales and followed by Pahang and Perak. Okay, so in terms of hydrogen demand, green hydrogen demand might rise up to 530 metric tons by the year of 2050 in order to replace global oil production by 37%. As a result, we can see that there's a potential in Malaysia to replace the diesel vehicles with hydrogen fuel cell in transportation sector, but with the current technology, it might take years to achieve it. The figure here shows that the hydrogen roadmap from the year 2005 to 2030. As we can see that by the year 2030, achieve the goal that hydrogen gas as a competitive energy source and the usage of fossil fuel will be decreased. Hence, the emission of carbon energy will be reduced. This is because that there's no combustion occur during the production of hydrogen and carbon dioxide gas could be omitted. And as part of transportation sector, as mentioned earlier, the fossil fuel could actually be replaced by hydrogen. Next is about the contribution. Firstly, towards the development of palm oil industry, stricter emission regulations should be imposed by governmental bodies. And the abundance of palm oil-based waste in Malaysia provides a sufficient amount of biomass waste. Hence, with the heavy quantities of palm oil meal waste being generated, it will require a better method of disposal. Next is towards the sustainability of palm oil industry and environment. As mentioned in the hydrogen roadmap, the carbon dioxide emission will be reduced with the utilization of renewable raw material. Thus, when there's lesser utilization of fossil fuel, the hydrogen production will only produce water and possible to reach carbon neutrality. Lastly, in line with Sustainable Development Goal, with Goal 8, we aim to promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. This is because the uprising of such green technology plant will provide a sustainable work opportunity to the community, for instance, research and development, trade, and many more. And here I would like to pass over to Junda on the process design. Thank you.
Okay, so I will be continue on the process design. And as you can see here, this is the overall process flow diagram for our plant, which we can separate into three parts. The first part is the pyrolysis part, second part is the syngas upgrading, and the third part is the separation process. And in this block flow diagram, you can see that the palm kernel shell will undergo drying first before going into pyrolysis reactor to produce biochar, biogas, and bio-oil. And the bio-oil will be further reformed and shifted to form higher yield of syngas, which contain higher yield of hydrogen gas. And after that, the syngas itself will be further purified in an absorber using MEA solvent to remove out the carbon dioxide to achieve a higher yield of hydrogen gas. And based on the waste management system, the bio oil contains high amount of phenolic parts. So we can also remove the phenols through MIK system, and it can be sold off as byproduct. So these are the process overview. This is our process conditions for the plant. Okay, so you can see that pyrolysis process runs around at 600 degrees Celsius, 1 bar according to Waluyo. And we are implementing a fast intermediate process that enhances the bio oil production. So in syngas upgrading, we can separate into two parts, which is steam reforming and water gas shift. So in steam reforming, we are running at 750 degrees Celsius, around 4 bar, using nickel-based catalyst. And for water gas shift, around 500 degrees Celsius, 2 bar. And the product is mainly carbon dioxide, hydrogen gas, CO, and some of the unreacted phenols. So this is why that we implement phenol recovery using MIK 1:3 ratio, and we can separate out the phenols from the wastewater. And we also did heat integration for our project, and we are using two methods. First is the composite curve method, and the second one is the PTA, pinch technology method. As you can see, after we do the heat integration, we successfully reduce the heat duty required approximately 11.56%. And you can see here that the Q-comin, the heat duty of this composite curve tallies with the pinch technology cascade. And lastly, we will talk about the estimation of the production cost. So it is estimated that the annual production cost is around 778 million ringgit, with a total revenue of around 902 million ringgit per year by selling off hydrogen, biochar, and phenol. So I will pass to my teammate for the summary and future direction.
All right, thank you, Junta. In short, we have come to the summary and future direction. We have successfully designed a pyrolysis plant producing 20,000 metric tons of hydrogen gas per year by using palm kernel shell as precursor. And the Malaysian government expects such hydrogen gas can be one of the competitive energy sources by the year 2030. In the site selection process, Kelang Johor, as compared to the other states in Malaysia, as it has the highest number of palm oil mills, and Kelang also shows the highest hydrogen demand. Next, the plant waste management targets the treatment of MEA wastewater and recovery of phenols. These treatment methods comply with the environmental standards and to obtain revenue from the recovered phenols. In the cost estimation and economic analysis section, we have calculated that the annual product revenue was estimated to be 902 million, and a net positive cash flow can be achieved on the 7.5 year after starting up. In the future direction, for this plant project, we hope to utilize various types of palm oil meal waste for the pyrolysis plant, such as empty fruit branches. However, empty fruit branches might require sulfur pretreatment. As this plant, we do not involve raw material pretreatment due to negligible sulfur content in palm kernel shell feedstock. Next is to monitor the parameters of the treated wastewater, such as biological oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand, in order to ensure that the parameters of the treated wastewater are within the standard limit before discharging into the environment. And here I would like to end our presentation today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the team from the UCSI, and that was a fantastic presentation. And I want to pass the floor now to the audience for you to ask the questions. We have a good number of academia and those from the industry today. So please do enter your questions in the question box, or you could just click raise hand button and ask your questions. Anyone? It can be the technical questions or even the non-technical ones. Am I muted? Okay, maybe I will start with the first one. What do you see the potential in your own project in the real industry? Do you think your project can be applied to any companies that they are interested to pick your project?
Well, I think because like what we have discussed in the presentation, right? The palm oil mill waste treatment is the technology is lacking behind. So what if we come up with a better approach of treating such waste, turning it into hydrogen gas? As you can see, like hydrogen gas is coming up next to the not energy, the electricity type of power source. So I think that this kind of plant can be used by the treatment company, the waste treatment company of the palm oil mill, so that they can somewhat generate more profit from it.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, that was a good answer actually. Yeah. So, any more questions?
Hi, I'm Hao. Thanks for the nice presentation. I have two small questions that I would like to hear from you all. First of all, you are using pyrolysis for the purpose of the hydrogen productions. I would like to know what's the intention behind. Why not just use the normal gasification process, instead using pyrolysis? The second is just to add on from Oscar's questions, like what do you think what are the main bottlenecks or the challenges that we would face if we are open to the future commercializations of your proposed design? What are the challenges that we or the nations might face, in your opinion? And that's all. Thank you.
Okay. So I will start with the first question. Why pyrolysis? Because we have screened through all sorts of process, including biochemical process, which utilizes fermentation to produce hydrogen gas. And we come across this thermochemical part, which pyrolysis and gasification, both of them are very related. But if you were to involve gasification, we would say that the process itself is quite dangerous. Because why? We are introducing oxygen, air into the process. So, and the operating temperature for some of the gasification process we found is very high, higher than our pyrolysis part. So that is one of the reasons why we choose pyrolysis instead of gasification. But yes, maybe in future, gasification can be included into the plant. And talking about the future challenges, the bottleneck, we will say that in the whole market, right? In the whole market, we can see that there are so many big companies. They are trying very hard to implement hydrogen gas as a competitive fuel, but we can still see some of the big companies. They are conglomerating the whole energy sector, maybe in terms of fossil fuel or in terms of electricity. Yeah, and that leads to the underdevelopment of this hydrogen technology in terms of energy generation, transportation, etc. So that is the bottleneck. So what we can do is the government should start looking at hydrogen gas, this technology, because from what I know is that this technology has existed so long in the transportation sector. Since I'm young, I saw some of the vehicles that are running on hydrogen gas. So I'm very amused on that. And even now, like big companies like Toyota, they recently come up with I think a rally car, which they took one of the rally car, they converted into internal combustion using hydrogen gas. So I think that is one of the very good achievement.
Yeah, thanks, Jinda, and you're answering Dr. Hao's questions. Dr. Hao is the winner for the IChemE Global Award for the Young Researcher, and we should be very pleased to answer his question. And he's quite an expert in hydrogen technologies, and he has some projects, I think, in Kuching about hydrogens that I have that is on the IChemE News webpage. And if there's no more questions, then I will ask the last questions, which is the non-technical ones. I was asked, when did you heard about that you won this prize? Who knew this news first?
Okay, so actually, during that time, I was doing my final year project, so I was in the lab. And then I was so busy doing my final year project and doing my experiment. Then suddenly my WhatsApp rang. So my supervisor, Dr. Cheah, so he sent the screenshot of us winning the poster. So I'm shocked, quite shocked.
Okay. So do you think that was a prank or a scam or just a joke, or is
I don't think that is a prank or joke, because for us, like our whole team, including my supervisor and all the lecturers that we have consulted on this design project, they have put so many efforts, including us, put so many efforts in perfecting this project. So I think we should deserve this award, this award.
Yeah, very well said, very well said. All the employers do take note of these students, if they are looking for jobs, please help them, okay? So again, thank you to the team from the UCSI. So now I would like to invite the Miss Wan Adiba, who was the supervisor for the project team, to deliver her speech. And Miss Wan Adiba, please.
Okay, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Wan Adiba binti Wan Mahmud, a lecturer in the Department of Chemical and Petroleum Engineering, UCSI University. So first of all, I would like to thank the members of the jury for selecting our teams as the grand winner for Best Final Year Design Project for year 2021. Well, this is a very proud moment, not only for me, but also for the students, as it took almost a year for them to complete this design project. So actually the task turned even challenging, especially during the nation lockdown period. But despite of that, okay, my team has put a lot of effort and managed to apply all the fundamentals and also the technical knowledge which they have learned at UCSI University in completing this project. Okay, and this project, as what my team has presented, so this project is aimed to convert Malaysia's abundantly available oil palm waste into biofuel that can be a source of sustainable energy. And here, the oil palm waste was converted into biofuel via the pyrolysis process. And with the rise in fossil fuel usage, a greener and sustainable fuel source should be implemented to replace the non-renewable fuels. And beside that, with the growing hydrogen technology in the transportation and also energy generation sector, I believe that the demand for green hydrogen will surge in the upcoming decade. Okay, and last but not least, thank you to the organizer, POPSIG, IChemE, and also Desmet Balestra for the opportunity given. So actually this reward will be a big motivation for the students to reach the higher in their future endeavors. And to my team, Ko Junda, Ki Yulian, Praveen, Tiang Mintun, Raj Farman, and Wing, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Adiba. Thank you, Ms. Adiba, for your speech, and we wish you and your family well in this time. And now we move on to the speech by the esteemed representative from Desmet Balestra Malaysia Sdn Bhd, of which the organization is the sponsor to the prize for the year of 2021. I would now like to invite Mr. Khoo Kiat Kern, the Managing Director of Desmet Balestra Malaysia Sdn Bhd, onto the virtual stage to deliver your speech. Mr. Khoo, please.
Good afternoon to the chairperson of IChemE Palm Oil Special Interest Group, Professor IR Dr. Chong Mei Fong, Ms. Wan Adiba, Supervisor of UCSI University Malaysia, distinguished guests, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of our company, Desmet Balestra, I would like to praise IChemE POPSIG for providing this platform that upholds the important role of chemical engineers to investigate solutions and issues related to sustainability. As we know, palm oil is an important commodity for Malaysia, and certainly we will need more innovative engineers to create more value-added chains, be it the byproducts, waste material, or the main products. The formation of POPSIG within IChemE in 2015 is indeed a major step bridging the awareness of chemical engineers to the palm oil industry, and has since been actively encouraging young graduates to participate in the development of the industry. Well done, POPSIG. It is an honor to be part of this year's Best Final Year Design Award, which showcases the visionary dreams and aspiration of our future chemical engineers that goes in line with our company's motto, science behind technology. The initiative by IChemE to present this award has certainly instigated the innovation and creativity skills of all participants. I'm sure the judges were having difficulties to select the shortlisted entries. However, like any other competition, the judges can only produce one winner. Congratulations to this year's winner from UCSI team with their work of hydrogen production from palm kernel shell through pyrolysis process. So this is still at design stage, but like any other inventions, it always started with innovative ideas, which can then be developed to reality and will be beneficial to the industry. Once again, we thank IChemE POPSIG for organizing this. We wish everyone to keep up this momentum, and we shall certainly be able to witness another height of contribution by chemical engineers in the palm oil industry. Thank you.
We're chemists by training, get more chemists into engineering, which is clearly a synergy that we have to build upon in the future.
To actually be recognised by the profession and be obtained for ceremony tonight is really good.
Thank you, Kelvin, Cheah, Ming, the graphic design and production lead at GDP office for the video. And thank you, Desmet Balestra, for sponsoring the prize for the 2021 award. And we look forward to continuous partnership with you in many years to come. And now I would like to take this opportunity to announce the recipients of the bursaries, and here it is. The review committee at the IChemE's Palm Oil Processing Special Interest Group has this year decided to present the 2021 POPSIG Student Research Project Bursary, jointly sponsored by Desmet Balestra Malaysia's and Rembrahat and Malaysian Oleochemical Manufacturers Group, to Brenda Lim Ai Lian, Jocelyn Lim Jing Yi, Jonathan Chen Ling Yan, and Melvin Wee Xin Jie. And we have some of the biodata of the recipients. Brenda Lim is a Master of Engineering Science candidate in the Department of Chemical Engineering, Lee Kong Chiang Faculty of Engineering and Science at University Tunku Abdul Rahman. Her project is titled Synthesis of Carbon Nanoparticles for Oil Palm Empty Fruit Bunch as Electrocatalyst for Energy Storage, is supervised by Dr. Stephen Lim, who is an assistant professor and the chairperson of Center for Photonics and Advanced Materials Research. The research is also co-supervised by Dr. Pang Yen Ling and Dr. Sui Siu Hong. The second recipient is Jocelyn Lim Jing Yi. Jocelyn is a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering with honors candidate in the School of Energy and Chemical Engineering at Xiamen University, Malaysia. Her project is titled Palm oil waste treatment using titanium dioxide, titanium carbide, and zinc composite aerogel via photocatalytic degradation process is supervised by Dr. Andrew Mu Kela, who is a lecturer at Xiamen University, Malaysia. The research is also supported by a collaborator, Professor Engineer Dr. Muhammad Azlan bin Hussein, based in the Department of Chemical Engineering in the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Malaya. The third recipient is Jonathan Chen Lingyan. Jonathan is a Master of Engineering by Research candidate in the Faculty of Engineering, Computing and Science at Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak, Malaysia. His project is titled Thermogravimetric Analysis and Combined Kinetic Study on the Pyrolysis of Empty Fruit Bunch Lignin extracted using sucrose malic acid water low transition temperature mixture is supervised by Dr. Elengyu Ili, who is a lecturer at Swinburne University of Technology, Sarawak. The project is also supported by Mr. Aaron Elton Anaksuma, who is the Operation Executive at SAR Alam Indah Sendirian Berhad. The fourth recipient is Melvin Wee Xingjie. Melvin is a PhD candidate in the Department of Chemical Engineering in Faculty of Engineering and Science at Curtin University, Malaysia. His project is titled Kinetic and Thermodynamic Analysis for the Conversion of Co-Pyrolysis of Palm Oil Waste and COVID-19 Surgical Waste to Biofuel Production, is supervised by Associate Professor Dr. Agus Sabtoro, who is an Associate Professor, Deputy Dean of Research and Development, and Chair of Graduate Studies Committee at Curtin University, Malaysia. The research is co-supervised by Dr. Bridget Ching Lai Fui, also from Curtin University, Malaysia. And the project is supported by 3 associate supervisors, namely Associate Professor Dr. Jaka Sunarso from Swinburne, Sarawak, Professor Engineer Dr. Zuzana Yusuf from University Technology Petronas, and Dr. Chiu Jianjing from Swinburne, Sarawak. That was the announcement for the bursary, and we look forward to your lecture in 2022. Now we move on to the travel bursary for conference. The review committee at the IChemE's Palm Oil Processing Special Interest Group has this year decided to present the 2021 POPSIG Student Travel Bursary sponsored by Desmet Balestra Malaysia Sdn Bhd to Husna Hamiza binti Nur Haslan. Husna Hamiza is a PhD candidate in Mechanical Engineering at University Teknologi Mara, Shah Alam, Malaysia. She is also currently a Logistic Executive at KLK Palm Oil Sdn Bhd. Her project is supervised by Associate Professor Dr. Zuraida Saleh from University Teknologi Mara. Congratulations to Husna Hamiza for your prize. The applications for the 2022 awards and bursaries, which are shown in the list, will reopen in early 2022, and POPSIG will email the detailed information and details to you. And they were also available at icheme.org/palm-awards. And now I would like to share with you some upcoming free of charge events. Next Saturday, POPSIG is delighted to host our 6th University Roadshow in 2021 with the IChemE student chapter in the University of Nottingham, Malaysia. With the support by our partner, Malaysian Palm Oil Council, MPOC. We will have Liu Xin Lu, Nur Aisha Jukawi, Vincent Dian Suntai, and Engineer Ho God Leon to contribute as the speakers during the event. And the deadline of registration is next week, and this event is open to all universities in Malaysia. Our partner, MIPO, will host webinar series 2 on the 8th of November, Monday, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Malaysia time. The topic will be presented by Dansri Emeritus Professor Dr. Augustine Ong and Engineer Kwak Kia Sen. On Tuesday, the 9th of November, Randolph S. Zoramia from ERE Consulting Group will present a webinar about how the palm oil sector responds to environmental sustainability. You could now register to this event at icheme.org/sustainable-palm. In December, Husna Hamiza binti Nur Haslan will present the webinar about women in STEM. She will describe how the role of female employees in contributing to the palm oil industry. You can now register to this event at icheme.org/palm-woman. Moving on to 2022, Dr. Lee Hui Voon from the University of Malaya will contribute to a webinar titled Catalytic Upgrading of Palm-Based Residues to Valuable Products. You can register to these events via icheme.org/palm-catalysis. To all the students watching this in the live sessions or on our social media, if you want to contribute to an article, please feel free to send your article maximum 2 pages, to popsigmalaysia@gmail.com. The selected article will be published onto IChemE Palm Oil Processing Special Interest Group newsletter via this link. You will also earn a certificate of appreciations from Palm Oil Processing Special Interest Group. And we will publish the details about these activities on POPSIG social media soon. Before the ceremony concludes, I would like to thank all the work done by the review committee, and they've spent a lot of hours, including the weekends, to make a detailed, thorough evaluation on every project that we have received. I would also like to thank to the organizing committee for this ceremony for making it a success. And I would like to thank all the POPSIG committee, sponsors, industry employers, NGO representatives, academicians, and student societies, supervisors of the POPSIG awards and bursaries for joining us today. Thank you very much. And that concludes the 2021 awards ceremony, and I hope you all have a good weekend. Goodbye, and welcome back next year.
We're chemists by training, get more chemists into engineering, which is clearly a synergy that we have to build upon in the future.
To actually be recognised by the profession and be attended serving tonight is really good.
Thank you very much, everyone. That concludes the ceremony today. Hope you all have a good weekend, and thanks for taking time out today here for joining us this ceremony. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Junta. Thanks, UCSI team.